So good morning students once again. So let's start today's video session. So we are studying natural resources. Okay, this is our geography chapter number 1. Today we will continue from the previous class. So what is a resource? Let's again start with the definition that everything available in our environment and which satisfy our needs is called a resource. So this what we have learned yesterday. Now to become a resource, a thing, anything which can be living or non-living, that must be technologically accessible. So we must have the technology to reach to that resource and use it according to our needs. Second, that it must be culturally accepted by all the people. Okay. Then next thing is that it must be economically feasible, or that it must be economic. Okay. That means its cost of production must not be higher than the cost of sale. Okay. So these things, three things are taken into account to declare something a resource. Now let's move forward, and here we go. So classification of resources, this is our main topic today. So whatever things we are using and which are available in our environment that are ready or that are capable of satisfying our needs, they can be divided into various categories. So they can be classified into various categories, and each category have its own base. For example, origin, that from where the resource have come out, or what is the origin of that source or resource, how that thing had originated. Then second classification will be on the basis of exhaustibility. Exhaustibility means to get finished. Okay, that is for how long a resource will be available, and after consuming that resource, how much time it will take to redevelop. Okay, so this will be on the exhaustibility. Third thing is that ownership. So who owned that resource? Okay, whether it is owned by an individual, a group of individuals, government, or government and individuals both are joined together to own that resource. Then fourth category is the development. Okay, that how much the resource have developed. Okay, so let's begin all these classifications. So first thing you will have to take into account, or you have to remember, is that classification of resources can be mainly done on the four bases. That is, on the basis of origin of a resource, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership, and on the basis of development. So let's move. So this is the division of resources or classification of resources on the basis of origin. Okay, birth. So on the basis of origin, that from where the resource have come, we can divide it into two categories. First are the biotic, second abiotic. Biotic resources are those which have life, means they are living. Abiotic resources which don't have life, they are non-living. Biotic, for example, flora, fauna. Flora means all types of plants, vegetation. Fauna, all types of, you can say, animals, fisheries, livestock, and human beings also. Abiotic, all the things which are composed of non-living things, for example, rocks, metals. Okay, so you can easily remember this, that on the basis of origin, the sources can be classified into two categories, biotic and abiotic. Now moving ahead, if someone have any doubt, he or she can ask. Okay, you just have to raise your hand and I will allow you to ask. Now resources on the basis of exhaustibility. Exhaust, okay, finish. So on the basis of exhaustibility, we can classify resources into two categories. Okay, there will be two broad categories: renewable resources and non-renewable. So what are renewable? Renew means we can get them back, which can get themselves renewed automatically by the nature in a short period of time or will be continuous. Okay. Non-renewable, which once finished will get millions of years to form. Okay. So for the human beings, they are non-renewable because human life is only for few years. Okay. Now let's have a look at renewable. So these resources can be renewed or recycled. For example, solar energy, water energy, forests. Okay, these all are the renewable resources. Then on the other side, non-renewable, which will take millions of years to form once finished. For example, minerals. All minerals are non-renewable. That's why they are very important and we need to conserve them. For example, minerals, fossil fuels. Fossil fuels once finished will take a lot of time. Okay. Now we can divide renewable into further categories like continuous. Okay, water and wind, they are continue flowing. है ना? So let's take another category, which is our third category, that means the ownership. So on the basis of ownership, the resources can be divided into broadly four categories. Okay. First is the resources which are owned privately by individuals. Okay. One man, one human being, or some human beings owned that resource in partnership. Okay. For example, mobiles, land, some building, etc. So they are known as individual because they are owned by an individual person. Okay. Community. Community means group of people living together in an area. So the resources which are accessible to all members of the society, for example, public parks, playgrounds, these are community owned resources. Third are the national. Actually, all the resources found in a country, in the territory of a country are national, but still we can give access to individuals and community. And then what have left, that all the resources belonging to the government. Okay, so technically all resources belong to the nation, that I have told you. For example, roads, oceanic area up to 19.2 kilometers from the seashore. Okay. Now third are the international resources. So these are the oceans actually. Okay, or the international organizations. So these are the four categories of. So we will discuss all these again in very detail, where we will discuss one by one, face to face this one, okay, on the internet. Once I give you a broad idea that what type of resources are these, what categories are they having divided into. Now development. So on the basis of development, that the resources are developed, up to which level they are developed. So first are in this category potential. Potential means capability, which can be utilized. So resources which are found in a region but not have been utilized, like Rajasthan and Gujarat have potential of solar and wind energy, but not been used for some reasons. So you know Rajasthan desert, lot of sunlight is there. Gujarat also have lot of sunlight, lot of wind blows there. But since we have don't have utilized these resources efficiently and popularly, okay, by a vast population, that's why they are called potential. Next are the developed resources. So resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity is determined for utilization. The development of resources depends on the technology and level of their feasibility. Feasibility economically, they must be feasible. So resources which are surveyed. Now there are some resources which we have surveyed and we have calculated their measured their quality and quantity. Okay, so we know how to utilize them. The development of resources depends on technology. Now development depends on the technology and their feasibility. We know the resources are there, but we don't have the technology. The resources which have potential to satisfy human needs, but there is no technology. Now in developed resources, we have to use the technology according to their feasibility. Now in the stocks, stocks are those resources which have potential to satisfy needs, but there is no technology to use currently. So they are included among stocks. So we know that these are resources, they can satisfy our needs, but we don't have the requisite technology. So we have to develop that technology, then we can use them. So for example, water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen, which can be used as a rich source of energy, but there is no technology to use it. Fourth are the reserves. Okay. So reserves, they are subset of stocks which can be used with the existing technology but are conserved for the future. So reserve का मतलब है that we have reserved these resources, okay, for the future generations. So the river, like river water is to be is used to a limited consent for generating electricity so that it can be used in future. So there are several resources which we have to keep for the future. So now we will discuss your doubts and clarify the context concept more clearly, or we will just elaborate this.